How's it going, guys, and welcome back to BL3's Forgotten, the series where I take a look at unused and not often talked about pieces of gear to determine whether or not they deserve to be remembered within the modern meta of the game or should be left behind and forgotten. And today we are taking a look at the Firecracker. If you'd like to get the Firecracker for yourself, you're first going to have to complete the entirety of the main story of DLC 2. Coming back to the Lodge on Xylurgos after that, you can talk to Wainwright to start the festivities with the Happily Ever After side quest, upon completion of which you will be awarded with the Firecracker. The Firecracker is a unique purple rarity Hyperion shotgun, firing 12 projectiles per shot and only rolling as incendiary. The Firecracker does have completely locked parts and cannot roll with any anointment. The unique effect here being that the Firecracker fires out fireworks, with these fireworks being incredibly inaccurate and dealing incendiary splash damage. Now, as of a bit more recently, within the last year or so, the Firecracker has seemed to become a bit more well known. That being said though, I think it is still deserving of a spot in this series, not only just because it has been on my list since the start of this series, but mostly because this is easily the best of the non-legendary uniques. And this isn't just like a bit better than the next in line. No, this is genuinely a fucking beast. Even unanointed, the Firecracker competes with top-tier legendary weapons, obliterating shit hard even into True Guardian Takedown. And I mean, at almost 21,000 damage per pellet, firing out 12 of those fuckers and dealing elemental splash damage? Yeah, that's hardly a surprise. It is actually ridiculous just how much damage this thing pumps out without an anointment. Let me remind you, this thing can't be anointed and it's doing what you're looking at right now. It's like they just ripped a unique weapon from BL2 and slapped it into BL3 with absolutely no regard for how it would impact the average power level of uniques. I mean, just think of the poor Chomper. Look at what it has to compete with. But as impressive as this gun is, it's not all sunshine and Chinese-made explosives. The Firecracker, as I'm sure you can tell by the very consistent projectile pattern, is a close-range weapon, exclusively. If you try to fire at an enemy beyond like 10 feet, you might as well just hit the casino. This does mean that as a splash weapon, it can be a bit difficult to use without killing yourself, but it can be done, just with a bit of a learning curve. The best method I found to not becoming a double amputee like a redneck on the 4th of July is to fire at the ground towards enemies' feet, ideally while jumping to guarantee more hits. Not only does this angle get the splash damage further away from you, but it guarantees that more of the explosions actually hit your target rather than just fucking off into the sky. Now, usually for the unanointable guns, I would give them a test with an anointment, but genuinely I feel like I'd be wasting everyone's time. Surprise, surprise, giving more damage to a gun that's already nuking fuckers is going to result in an even better gun. That does bring up a point worth mentioning though, being that the Firecracker is elemental locked and not having access to an anointment means that it actually does impact it. Granted, it's incendiary, which is one of the better elements in BL3 due to the prevalence of flesh bars, but that is a downside that this gun has. That being said, it's not a downside that can't be remedied with shield and grenade anointments, or Amara. Final thing worth mentioning is that accuracy has absolutely no effect on the projectile pattern of the Firecracker. Here it is side by side with Zane, with no mana focus and max mana focus, and both of them are just as inaccurate as each other. So again, this is exclusively a close range weapon. Along with that though, Heavy Rain does also impact this, but it kind of just feels like a side grade rather than better or worse. It definitely changes it. Overall though, the Firecracker is an absolutely insane weapon, genuinely being the best of the unique weapons in BL3. It holds up incredibly well across all the content of the game, across every Vault Hunter, and I imagine it can just be slapped onto whatever fucking build you feel like it. It pumps out insane amounts of damage, with the only drawback being that it is incredibly inaccurate in doing so and can be a little bit dangerous to your own health. But if Americans can buy fireworks at a gas station and load them into a Cybertruck, I should be able to shoot them at my own feet, as is my God-given right. That's gonna about do it for this one though. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, definitely consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Down in the description will be a link to my Twitch channel where you can follow to be notified of when I go live, and just below that is a link to my Discord server where you can come and join and hang out. But with that all being said, I hope to see you guys in the next one.